Okay, so what if I told you that one of the biggest powerhouses in children's publishing is a superhero who's half dog, half cop, and was created by a kid who was told over and over again he'd never amount to anything? Well, let's break down the absolutely incredible phenomenon that is Dogman. So, what you're looking at right here is the latest book in a series that doesn't just sell, it completely dominates. This is Dogman Big Jim Begins by Dave Pilkey. And it's so much more than a book. It's a genuine cultural force that's completely changing how kids feel about reading. So, what is the secret sauce here? Well, it's this amazing combination of an inspiring creator's story, an irresistible appeal to kids, total approval from parents, and frankly, some seriously smart business moves. We're going to dig into the formula that turned Dogman into an absolute global powerhouse. First up, let's just try to get our heads around the sheer scale of this thing. I mean, we are not talking about a simple bestseller. We are talking about a market-defining monster. And this is where you really see its power. It's not just number one in a single category. It's a top contender in superhero comics, action comics, and humor comics, all at the same time. You know, that kind of crossover appeal is incredibly rare, and it's what turns a successful book into a commercial juggernaut. And this number? Over 7,000. And get this, that's just the Amazon reviews for this one book, with an average of 4.8 stars. What that tells you is this isn't just some critical darling. It's overwhelmingly loved by the actual families who are buying it and reading it together. But really, the numbers are only part of the story. To truly understand the heart and soul of this series, you've got to hear the creator's incredible origin story. It's a huge part of the magic. You see, the creator, Dave Pilkey, was not a star student. Far from it. For him, school wasn't really a place of encouragement. It was a place where he was the outsider. And that whole experience is baked right into the DNA of Dogman. He was diagnosed with both ADHD and dyslexia. His teachers just saw him as disruptive, so he ended up spending a ton of his school days banished out into the hallway. But you know what? That's where he started drawing his first comics. And then came this moment that honestly could have crushed him. His second grade teacher actually took his comics, tore them up right in front of him, and told him he couldn't spend his life making silly books. And this is the brilliant part. This line right here, fortunately Dave was not a very good listener, that's not from some obscure interview. It is in his official author bio. He hasn't run from that story of defiance. He's made it the very cornerstone of his brand. And that creates this powerful bond with every kid who's ever felt misunderstood. And that rebellious kid-first spirit is the exact reason these books are so wildly popular with their audience. He is speaking their language, plain and simple. The recipe for hooking young readers is just pitch perfect. You've got the super engaging graphic novel format, this completely absurd laugh-out-loud humor, and just non-stop action. He even invented these things called fliporamas for mini animations right inside the book. It's an experience kids literally cannot put down. And here's where the real magic happens. This series is famous among librarians and teachers for its almost supernatural ability to get reluctant readers hooked. For kids who think traditional books are boring or intimidating, maybe kids a lot like Dave Pilkey was, Dogman makes them feel seen. It turns reading from a chore into something awesome. But okay, let's be real for a second. Kids don't usually buy their own books. So how on earth did a series that's packed with potty humor and cartoon craziness win over the adults holding the wallets? Well, here is the absolute genius of it. Underneath all the silly jokes and the chaotic action, there is a rock-solid foundation of positive values. And that's the secret weapon that turns it from a maybe into an enthusiastic yes from parents everywhere. I mean, just look at these themes: friendship, tolerance, empathy, kindness, persistence. The simple, powerful idea that the good-hearted always triumph. These are the exact messages parents want their kids to soak up, but they're cleverly hidden in a package that kids are just desperate to read. And it's not just parents who are on board. The professional critics love it too. This is a quote from Kirkus Reviews, one of the most respected names in publishing. Getting a starred review from them is a massive deal, and they nail it when they praise that perfect mix of heart and humor. And the praise just keeps coming. Here's Booklist, another industry heavyweight, calling it an unfettered delight. When parents see these kinds of endorsements from sources they trust, it just wipes away any doubt. But this quote, this one might be the most important of them all. The school library journal, the magazine for librarians and educators, calls it a must-buy. That is the ultimate seal of approval. It's a signal to schools and libraries everywhere that this isn't just fun, it's essential. Okay, so for the final piece of this puzzle, let's talk about the business genius that's going on behind the scenes, the strategy that has turned a beloved book into a self-sustaining empire. See, none of this is an accident. It's a perfectly designed journey for readers. A kid starts with the new book, the origin story, which is the perfect welcome mat. They get hooked. Then, boom, they realize there are 12 other Dogman books to read. Then they discover the Cat Kid Comic Club spin-off series. And before you know it, they're exploring the entire Dave Pilkey universe, including Captain Underpants. It's a brilliant, seamless ecosystem of content. And the timing? Oh, the timing is just impeccable. A major motion picture from DreamWorks and Universal is already in the works. That's not just a movie. That's a 1 to 2 year marketing supernova that's going to create massive brand awareness and launch Dogman into the stratosphere. And that brings us full circle. It all comes back to that powerful idea. The success of Dogman is a huge testament to Dav Pilkey's persistence. And it leaves us with a really important question. How do we make sure we're encouraging the creativity of the next Dav Pilkey, no matter how silly it might seem to us?